with coffee. And today's guest, sorry about that, is, sorry, I pressed the wrong button then, is Kamil. So now you've appeared. Sorry. Um, hello.
Hello, hello,
So,
everybody. Hello, Mark.
so
Good morning, but I'm not sure if it's morning any longer.
no, technically it's afternoon. So
Yeah.
this is the first one I've done in the afternoon. Um, so
Oh, really?
yeah. Um,
So
so
normally I'm doing this in the evening.
yes, yeah. Did you? Yeah. Well, I assumed that people would be working during the day or family stuff in the day, and then kind of
Yeah.
they would have their
Except
evening.
except the weekend.
Well, yeah. So I wasn't sure whether people would pick the weekend. That was all. So let's begin. So this is take one, and it really is take one, not like the fake take one that we've done before that I've did with other people. So we should be live now on, yeah, Restream, we're live, I believe. YouTube, we're
hmm
live.
hmm
So I'm just going to send a message. It's about, alright, that's gone live. So we are live. So we are live.
I'm feeling strange because I never been live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So just,
Yeah, that's
I mean,
fine.
just don't swear in English. So,
Oh,
yeah. So,
I'm not sure even if I know any swear in English.
oh, you do. Oh, yeah, you do. You do.
Oh yeah, so yeah, obviously, yeah.
All
One,
right.
the most popular one.
All right, and so everyone gets their title card. So it looks a bit funny because there's
Oh,
not
what
one.
happened with W? Yes, pure player. I like it. Yes,
All right, that didn't work. There we go. So I didn't have enough eyes. So
yeah, I can see.
this looks okay to you, but to everyone else, these are a bit funny because these are in green, and they get whited out by the green screen behind me. So so we've met a couple of times, Camille, at events. Do you
Yeah.
want to just introduce kind of who you are and what you're up to?
Okay. Yeah. My name is Kamil, and I'm working as a principal Microsoft consultant for Altius Data Consultancy based in London, and playing with data. Basically, I'm speaking, blogging on the Skill Player blog with my friend Michał, and yeah.
So
Anything else?
So that's currently in the back. So actually, that's one of the reasons for actually talking to you is
Uh-huh.
so on the stream now, people can see SQL Player.
Uh-huh.
You can see the interview with Paul Andrew.
Uh-huh.
So this is one of the things that I quite like this in OBS. So there's a 15-second delay. So by the time
And
it gets up on YouTube,
I'm not trying to open it because might be the opportunity when my computer broke or down
oh,
or something. Yeah.
so we can see that you do interviews and you also do videos up on the YouTube.
Yeah, I started the videos like in December last year, I think. Like to mainly for learn new things and share the knowledge in a bit different form, you know. So yeah, I'm practicing that kind of things right now.
So SQL Player. So actually, I have a bit of history on podcasts. So it was quite
Uh-huh.
interesting to see you've got a podcast. So let's
Uh-huh.
get down and I said
Okay.
I might distract you, and we might go off topic from the completely improvised questions that I normally ask. Um, what what do you record them on? So I listened to it. So if you listen to them, let's go back. So I
Mhm.
picked one up this morning, the Paul Andrew one. Um, I haven't spoken to Paul about kind of getting him on this, so it was interesting to listen to it. When the podcast begins, you've got some background music, and you've got some sounds like an American lady doing the
Yeah.
intro, and
Yeah.
then you have like a bed and stuff. So the production values on the podcast are quite high. So I was actually interested in kind of why you're doing that. I mean, so why are you doing a podcast? We'll do that.
Uh-huh.
Do that first.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah.
And what is it about?
So why I'm doing the podcast? So basically, I started with the blog, with idea about blog, like in 2017 in July, as far as I remember. So before I started, basically 2 years before that, I was thinking about start doing and blogging, So yeah, it was very long process. I was thinking about that like about 2 years, yeah. And finally, I decided, yeah, I need to do that, yeah. Stop thinking, start doing, yeah. So yeah, and so I was start thinking about how I can imagine that blog, what I want to present, what I would like to share with people, in what kind of form, because I like, maybe not perfectionism, but I like if something looks quite good. So I started thinking about where I would be hosting that, how the template should look like, and etc. And in the same time, I was thinking about podcasting. And funny enough, because in May 2017, normally in May every year we have CPL Day conference in Poland. This is one of the biggest conference in that part of Europe. So normally we have some stars, like people very well known from the community, from the market, IT market, and our SQL server market, and even much broader data market. Yeah, and at that time, we had 2 stars. It was Greg Lowe and Brent Ozer. So I was thinking, okay, like, and that idea basically came up about 1 month. So it was like April probably, and I was thinking like, okay, maybe let's do a first interview, record it, and we'll see what happens. If that would be good enough, I will publish it and start maybe, and I will start doing some podcasting regularly. Yeah. So yeah, so it was quite good. The first podcast was Brent Ozer. Yeah.
All right, stop. Right.
Yeah.
Before we go any
Yeah.
further,
Uh-huh.
tell me how it was.
How it was?
Yeah.
What do you mean exactly?
So was it it was in person? So you were talking to him. So you were sitting with him. So how
Yeah.
was it?
Yeah, it was very good. I mean, I was a little bit stressed at the beginning because it was my first interview with someone. The second reason was it was Brent Ozar, So like for first episode, I was really happy having him on the podcast. And the third one, my English was not very, very well, very, very good. So I was also worried about that one, yeah. But obviously, I was prepared for that conversation. So, yeah, so I think it went quite well, quite good, like at the beginning. So, yeah, I decided to continue that basically.
All right. So all right, was Brent as you expected? That's So that was a nice bit of branding. The sequel player mug. Sorry, I did see that. Just so I've talked to Brent just across the wire, not in person, and so he wasn't what I expected.
Okay, I was not thinking about what should I expect. Yeah, I've seen him several times before, and he's very friendly guy, very very funny guy, very open minded, and so yeah, this is what I expected, and basically I didn't miss my expectation. So
Okay, because
no, it was very good in conversation, and yeah, I don't remember all the details about what we were talking about, but I for sure remember the fact that he offered me to rent his laptop because I had problems with my laptop before my presentation at the next day. So yeah, so it was very kind of him.
yeah, he wasn't quite. I was expecting someone. So I mean, he's not going to listen to this. He'll be fine. So I was expecting someone to be a fair bit more arrogant, and he was more humble and more down to earth than I thought he was going to be. Now, and it did make me think that what you when you see Brent on stage, you're watching Brent the performer, and when you see Brent the podcaster, well, when he's doing his blogs and stuff, it's kind of it's a performance, it's a marketing.
Yeah, and exactly, and I really like his style of presenting, of performing. I really like it. Probably I will never be like him. I mean, not being like him, but doing the stuff in that kind of well form, and that kind of shape. I don't know what is the right and better English, but he's doing it very, very well, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, so one of the things that you see is that, like, Brent will show you how he does things. So he puts up the specs of his machine, and he has like several blogs of this is my recording setup, and then from that you go, oh, okay, this is how he's putting a lot of time and effort and research into giving a really high quality product.
Yeah,
which are the videos and the online training. So I'm really impressed by that. He put a lot of effort into that.
Yeah, exactly. And me too. And so sometimes I'm wondering like how much time he must spend and doing all those things. And because it looks like it's comes for him very lightly, but I know from the backstage that how much time you need to spend on some things. Yeah. So I know what is the price.
Yeah. So, I mean, just for an example, if you record, because people probably don't realize this, if you record a podcast with Paul Andrew, keep using him as an example because he was the latest one you released, but not necessarily the latest one you interviewed.
So, you mean that I have some in the queue?
Yeah. So, or you might change the order because no one knows exactly when you've done it.
So, in general, I'm trying to not change the order. Yeah. Sometimes when I done few interview in a row because general my idea was to meet people in person because I'm traveling a lot and speaking a lot during the conference and etc. So the idea was to meet people in person, not like online, because in person it's a little bit better and that kind of things. So and at the end, as you can see, probably each episode has their own picture.
With you?
Yeah, with you. The first exception is the last one with Paul Andrew, when basically that's my fault. I forgot to take a picture, and just after like I don't know 1 or 2 weeks ago, sorry 1 or 2 weeks after, the lockdown happened, and we will not be able to go to the London in office our office in Altius, and so unfortunately this time I had to share the picture that has been taken during CQL day.
And if I click on it, so I'm just going to show people. So this is also something else. So they're going to see this on screen. They'll see that it's that you can play it from there. It's part of the Ask SQL Family podcast, but also, and they can then subscribe up to it using Speaker, Apple Podcasts, etc.
Yeah.
You've also got a transcript.
Yeah, that's also a big deal because I wanted to give some more content, not only the audio thing. At the beginning you're thinking that okay, the podcast is a good idea because the people can listening in the train, the car, and etc., or doing the things at home. But I heard some voices that people like reading basically the transcript. So I was a bit surprised with that. But the original idea was okay, keeping the audio and transcript to give people more opportunities to reach and check the podcast or the content in general. Yeah, but yeah, that's the one of the hardest parts. How to create it.
Okay, so can I get a bit down and technical? Because this interests me.
Yeah.
So I don't care whether it interests anyone else.
Okay.
You do this stuff for yourself, not for, What do you record your podcast on? What kit? What do you take? So if we were doing in fact, we were.
You mean technical things?
Yeah. The devices.
Okay, the device. Okay.
Software.
So give me 1 sec, okay?
Yeah. I mean, it's not like it's live. I mean, just walk away. It's fine. I'm going to ask him about the whiteboard as well. It says some stickers on there and some other stuff. Just so you know.
Okay, so at the beginning I started with this device. Where my camera?
Oh, okay.
This device.
Yeah.
Quite small one, but very nice. I've checked, obviously, I did some comparison between devices before I bought it. So this is Olympus, quite good, very nice, very small, and etc. And also you can connect external microphone here, but it's quite well without it as well.
Yeah.
So I started with that one, and it was quite good quality of conversation. Yeah. So, but also I use my laptop as a backup and recording with laptop, because sometimes if something happen with your main device, it's good to have the backup. Yeah. We all the data people.
Yeah.
So you know how much the backup is important. Yeah. And also I'm using. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to share a picture of my children. Yeah. Just using the iPhone. Yeah. iPhone as a backup.
If people want to hack your Facebook account, they can hack your Facebook account, right? They can
I
Google
know.
you and
I know. Yeah. So as a backup, I'm using the iPhone, and surprisingly, the quality of the track recorded by iPhone is also very, very well, even without any external microphone, any external additional things. Okay.
But did you look at the external microphone?
Yeah, I've checked many of that kind of things. Yeah. I'm still practicing, but not really now, because we are locked down. So I'm not meeting people right now in person. So it's quite difficult.
I mean, this works. So I mean,
But wait, another one. I bought something like, I don't remember exactly when, but it was like a year ago. I bought something more professional.
Oh,
like
I looked
this.
at, yeah. I did
This
look
is
at
quite well. This is quite a good one. And so I'm now recording with this device. This is Zoom H5. So
I did look at, there are several models on there.
There's from H1, 2, 3, 5, and there's H6 as well, the bigger one. But this is completely enough for my purposes.
But there's a because obviously you're not getting paid for the podcast. Well, unless you are getting paid for the podcast. I assume you're not getting paid for the podcast. It's just stuff you're doing.
No, I'm not.
So the kit is coming out of your own pocket.
Again, sorry.
The equipment, you're paying for it yourself. So kind of.
Yeah. Absolutely, everything I paid for myself, and But I like doing these things. So I like probably like every man likes their toys.
Yeah.
So I like my toys as well.
Okay. No, good. So once you've recorded it, actually, for me, this bit, the talking bit, is the easy bit. You might have to do a bit of planning. Then you've recorded it. Then what do you do? Then what tools do you then use to actually produce the podcast? Because
good question.
That's
also I spent some time to looking for the good tool for that. Right. So I know that there's few tools in the market that you can use, etc., for free even. But I decided to buy one, the commercial one, and it's called Mixcraft version 8. Mixcraft, this tool is probably more for musician, but it is quite good for my purposes, and it allows you to put many tracks in there. Very easily you can scale up and down the voice, the volume of the voices. Very easily you can cut and merge and do all those stuff. So I don't know, like for others, but it works very well for me. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm spending hours, assemblies, the
Yeah.
podcast, the final product that you can download and listening in the website or via the speaker or via what is the in iPhone the podcast, how they call it? This is the application. Yeah, the podcast, Apple Podcast. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm using that tool, and because it's only audio, so I'm using this only to produce the latest the final version of the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, but this takes
So how
few
much
hours at least.
how much time? So if you record like
How much time?
1 hour of podcast, is it 3, 5 times the amount of editing?
Something like that, yeah, something like that. It's not, it's I'm not counting only the producing the podcast, the audio only, yeah, because you also need to count time when you're preparing, because I have some common question to my guests, but also I'm preparing some specific question for my guest, yeah, few of them at least. So this takes some time, not too many maybe, but yeah, you need to be prepared, yeah. And the other thing is, producing this audio. So this takes about 3, 5, 6 hours sometimes.
But
I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to do this too much perfect or
it's
too
about
ideal.
no,
but
it's about the
taking
right
time.
between 3 and 5 hours for video, and it can be somewhere like 12 hours of editing per hour of video. So if you were doing video, it would be even worse. Do you? Maybe this isn't the right term because I'm not a massive audiophile. Do you hard edit? So do you go through and edit out small gaps, timings? So it sort of is. So if there's any pauses, do you try and do everything in one take? Do you try and or do you try and cut bits out?
Yeah. So the process looks for me like I'm firstly, because I'm not doing the transcript for my own. I'm using the third-party company to do the transcript for me, because I decided I don't want to spend too much time on that. Yeah, it's like doing the transcript. It takes that would be like 2 days probably. Yeah, to listening and writing in and yeah, it was. I decided that would be too much effort. Yeah, so I'm paying for the third-party company, but also. That might be interesting for you, but for the latest one, when I'm talking with Paul Andrew, I've used the Microsoft tool to do a transcript and then fix it manually by my own. So I used what it was is a video indexer, quite good tool of Microsoft, where basically it's has been created mainly for videos, but also you can upload the audio and get the transcript. It's in the past I tried write some code and using the API of cognitive services, but it was not very well. I was not very happy with that, and for some reason it takes some time. And I was not happy with the results, so I decided, okay, let's leave it right now. Let's pause it. So the first experience when I used Video Indexer was quite good, but anyway, so the process is I'm ordering on doing the transcript first, then I'm reading it to check any potential bugs or mistakes and something like that, and then reading this transcript, I'm just checking the places where I basically would like to put the jingle inside, and basically maybe some pauses that I would like to cut. Yeah. I'm trying to not do that, because I'm trying to be prepared and having this flow during the conversation. But sometimes something happen.
Yeah. Well,
so,
that's life, isn't it? There are gaps, or
Yeah, and then people don't want to listening the gaps or something which is not important. Yeah, we don't have time for that kind of things. Yeah,
it doesn't work on an audio podcast. So, for example, this will go up as an audio podcast, but I was talking to you while you went away to the cupboard, because if I leave a gap, it would just people would think, is it broken? Is there an error in the recording?
Yeah,
so
that's true.
But that's
true. Yeah, so that is second step. Yeah, and the third step is assembling the audio podcast, and there's a few sub steps here. Because as you notice, there's a sound, there's a jingle on music at the beginning. There's a lady who's talking about which number of episode is that and who is the guest. Yeah, so I'm using one of the portal where you can order the voiceover from one of the people, and also this took me some time to find out appropriate voice. Yeah, I had my imagination. I was thinking about how I would like to have this. Yeah, so I was thinking, and I tested. Ordered 3 voices at the beginning, and at the end I choose one, which was for me it was the best one. So I like her voice. Sounds very good, and yeah, really like it. I really like this intro.
I didn't know if it was a friend or your wife or somebody.
No. This is the professional lady who is doing that professionally, and also he's, as far as I remember, is working for some radio station in US.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm sure that it's quite. You do obviously spend a lot of time and money on producing it, because that isn't free. So
it's not a few free services.
no, all these extra bits. So ordering the transcript, paying for people to do that, paying for someone to do the might not be huge amounts of money, might not, it's not, but it is some money.
Yeah, it is.
And the more podcasts you do, the more it adds up.
But it's a monthly cost. Yeah, it's not something that you must pay upfront.
No, but after
a year.
Yeah, but if you think you've done at least 31 podcasts. Yeah. That's 31 times.
Stop! Don't push me to.
I didn't mean to
summarize the cost of that, because if you're thinking about that kind of costs, yeah. So this is very small one in comparison to the traveling. If you're going for conferences, for example, and if you're doing that kind of appearances for conferences. Most of them are for free, yeah. So we are not getting any paid for that. So like Secure Saturday, it's a free event, yeah. So also the speakers doing this for free. Not only the speaking, but also they paying for travels, they paying for hotels and accommodation, etc. Yeah. So that's a huge cost, yeah. If you summarize this at the end of the year, that would be huge, yeah. I've never tried that. I know probably roughly what is the amount of money, but I just don't want to count it.
All right. So when I was a consultant, I did add those up. It was kind of, you would weigh up the value of going to a conference to the kind of return you think you might get, because although you're doing it for free, there is a certain thing of, and the same with your podcast, there's a certain amount of marketing and there's a certain amount of notoriety and kind of, you have, you don't have to tell me, but you have a number of people following, listening, downloading your podcast, and you can see, which episodes are popular. So you can see who's listening to it. So you can see that actually it's worth doing.
I don't see who is listening to it. I see the numbers, yeah, and the numbers also not huge, yeah. It's and also it's not like top secret numbers, yeah. If you want to see, so far I've summarized this twice, at the end of 2018 and at the end of 2019. So I summarize and I publish it, how many episodes has been produced, how many time the people listening it in hours, how many downloaded has been taken. So that kind of things. It's public. It's on my blog.
Oh, okay, all right. No, it's because someone was asking me how many kind of visitors and how many episodes I've done, and the numbers. And but if you're worried about it, then you need to be putting a lot more effort and time into marketing, and I don't have that time and effort.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still learning all those things. Yeah, I'm trying to learn something like technical thing, how to do this even better, maybe sometimes, but I'm not trying to be like perfect 100%, yeah, with everything, because the last 20% is just, it's not worth time. So yeah, I'm trying to do my best, but with not exaggerate things.
So this is you're the 16th person I've talked to on this.
16th.
Yeah.
Round number.
Yeah. Well, it's just lucky. But I've got a process now of kind of after we talk, after about 10 minutes, it can go live. I can just hit a button, it goes live, back up on YouTube. And then kind of I have to download the file to then rip the audio off for the podcast version. So I have a sort of a process. It's taken me a little while to try and minimize the amount of effort for the board. So I do two things on the audio. I don't know. Do you do any special effects on the audio? Because I use something called normalize to reduce any background, to get everything to the same level. And I also do a thing for reducing background noise, because
so my tool, I'm doing those two things as well. Yeah, this is I think this is the standard thing. This is the standard step that you should do to make a better quality of your audio. So yeah, normalization. This is the first thing, and I'm sometimes when it's necessary, I'm cutting this background noises, but this is all with few clicks, basically. The most important is sometimes when this normalization is not good enough, sometimes I need to volume up or volume down some parts of this, but I'm trying to not do that, so I'm trying to be better prepared and controlling what is going on, what's happening with microphone, instead of spending too much efforts on the post-processing.
Yeah, the more you do up front, the more preparation you do, the less you have to do in the edit.
And exactly. So you know all the stuff.
Oh yeah. But it's quite hard to teach people good mic technique, because they're talking to you, and if they're talking to a device, they look round and suddenly the voice.
Oh yeah. Down. So I mean, it's up to you. Yeah, you should be more prepared for that kind of situation. Yeah. People don't care. People don't know. Yeah, people don't doing that too often. Yeah, so you should be prepared. If you need, you should have this microphone to the clap here. Yeah, and then you can give some small instruction at the beginning. Yeah, don't put on the table or something like that. Yeah, to avoid that kind of voices. Yeah? But anyway, those things will happen.
Do you know what? This. This would have saved me so much time.
Really?
Yeah, just because I would sometimes record on multiple devices. So I would, so for example,
so you have to synchronize the voice with the video. At the beginning, the clap. Okay.
And or even if you're recording on you're using your iPhone and something else. So if you do a remote, I would record. I had a tool that recorded your audio and my audio separately, but if there's a break in the signal, it doesn't record properly. So you get the other person to put their iPhone on and record their end of the conversation. You record your end of the conversation, and then you haven't got the internet to worry about and breaking it.
Yeah.
But then you have to sync them up.
Yeah, because there's a latency between those two people. Yeah.
And Final Cut Pro apparently does this thing where you can just bring the audio on and the video, and it just snaps it together and finds that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Doing
so
that.
that's the challenge. Yeah, and that's the challenge if you're doing that kind of things. Yeah, so you need to be careful about how you assemble these things, and yeah. Also, the question to you, maybe, Mark. So, how much time you spent on to produce the final version of the video? I'm not sure if you're doing something with that kind of episode because we are live right now. So, yeah, I'm
No,
not sure if you're doing something else after.
no. I was for a few of them because we were going live, and then I was chatting, and then I would then cut that off.
Mm-hmm.
I do all that chatting. I hit go. We do the beginning and we do the end, and then that's what goes up on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the audio, I pretty much take that's that file. I download it. I reduce the noise. I then normalize it, and then I push that up to. I found. Right, so this is another question. So I'm trying to reduce all the effort. So I do that. Then I upload it using a tool called Anchor as a podcast platform.
Mm-hmm.
Years ago, when I did a podcast before, I would spend hours and hours on the audio, cutting bits out, doing stuff. I had my own intro music. I had, I did the, oh, and welcome to, this is the third episode of this podcast. I would sit under a duvet. Have you to have dead sound? So
Okay, yeah.
it's the thing of having So I would be So in fact, this is why I got this. So this is my looks a bit. So that's a Yeti,
Yeah.
and they're good quality, but I can't
Mm-hmm.
use it in this scenario. But I would carry this around in my bag,
Mm-hmm.
and this
Mm-hmm.
there's a little rattle. Oh, because it's been dropped so many times. And I would talk to people and have that between us.
Uh-huh.
But no, I spend hours and hours, and it just got too much. But what I would do is I'd record these podcasts, and then it would take me so long to edit it down.
Mm-hmm.
I would have all these podcasts backing up.
Mm-hmm.
So someone would talk about, oh, I'm doing an event in a month's time, and I think, well, I've got to get it out in a month. But it would take me so long, and I'd be backed up that it wouldn't go out for 2-3 months.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea is everything is as slick as possible, the least amount of editing, and now I use this tool called Anchor. I just upload the audio, I drag on a couple of clips for a beginning bit of music and the end bit of music. I hit publish.
Mm-hmm.
The most frustrating thing that I have now is I have to cut and paste the text for the what happens in it into like multiple places.
Yeah, I've seen how many places you're publishing these things. I was really impressed.
So Restreamer is doing the broadcasting, so I can have a look at Restreamer now.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 3 on YouTube, and we've got 2 on Facebook. Oh look, Ian, I didn't even watch. I've not been watching the chat.
Oh yeah, there's a chat. So
Yeah,
should I open it? Should
yeah,
I open it or not?
yeah.
Yeah, where
Open it
on
up.
YouTube? How can I find it? I had to open it oh wait, I think I'm able to see it. Yes, live now. Okay, but I'm trying.
So any.
Yeah, okay, I see it.
So what has shocked me?
Uh-huh.
The original idea was it's just a bit of social. This is just a bit of fun, bit social. So me talking to people that interest me,
Mm-hmm.
and finding out a bit about them. And if I know a bit about what they do, like so you do the podcast, so I like that, so I'll talk to you about that. Forget all the other questions, but we will do the most important question, and we will get through the other stuff. Don't worry, but we might run.
Okay.
But what I've noticed is that we've been going for almost 40 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
my first one with Ian was 20 minutes, and I thought I was keeping short, focused, because people won't listen for an hour, and it takes up a bit of time. And then now, kind of the last one was just over an hour with Denon, and then this one is going to be long as well.
Yeah, let's not keep this too long because, as you mentioned, people will not be able to to listen it for the full.
So talking to people that do listen to it, they listen to it in chunks. They watch a bit and they watch another bit.
Okay, but you're doing this in the daily basis.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
They're not watching live. They're just watching back on YouTube, and then they're
okay.
So, all right, let's get. So we have talked a lot on that. In fact, let's see. Oh no. See, Facebook. So last night, Rob was asking questions, because we were talking about Rob Sewell, but he it wasn't coming through. So in fact, so it doesn't even show that I'm live on Facebook, which is very frustrating. But while you're doing this, so what you need, so what I've worked out is this is fine, but this isn't a one-man show. What I need is someone else being the producer that's doing the. So what I'm now doing, I'm cutting between the scenes. So using OBS, I'm switching around. So now I'm talking to, you in a tiny window with your website in the background, and then we're back to us. Need someone else to do that. But yes, all right. Let's get back onto the.
Guy in the Cube, Adam and Patrick, yeah. They talking about Power BI things.
I'm aware of their work. And I talked to Chris. What you can see, and so I've talked to them a couple of times at Sickle Bits, but they're like they're like the Brentos are of that. They're the gods.
But I mean, especially Adam upgraded his studio very well recently. So you can see basically he is the one man of producer, doing all those stuff. But he has appropriate appliance on his desk, so everything, and he's doing this very well. And also he has been doing that for years. So.
And it's very highly produced, and he has here Legato, Stream Deck. I know someone else is showing me that. Right. So the most important question is, what's your favourite cheese?
Oh, okay. So cheese. I'm not sure what is the English word, but in Polish we have yellow cheese, yeah. Yeah, but in general, I like almost all the cheeses. Yellow cheese, white cheese, and especially in different various form of if you want to melt it with some on some pizza, with some casserole in English.
Yeah.
Something similar to the pizza. Yeah. So yeah. And if we're talking about white cheese, I like it with chips, radish, and that kind of things.
Radish, okay.
Yeah. But I'm talking about white cheese, okay?
The hard cheese. Or soft.
Hard? I'm not sure if it's hard, but yeah.
Okay.
White, white cheese. I'm not sure if
we don't have that term. I mean, we have different coloured cheese.
Exactly. You don't have this term in this, but yeah.
Maybe I'll look.
Yeah, Ian mentioned that this is the top question.
Yeah,
well, and people are probably worried about too much.
It would be, yeah. The world's. So normally I would start with questions about how you're affected by the virus and how it's affecting your work and stuff. And now no one cares. They just want to know what cheese you have. Thank you, Michael Robson. They were asking a Data Weekender as well. So they were asking people what their favourite cheese was. All right, I'm going to be very quick because we will talk forever. Do you want to do the MVP quiz?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Are you ready?
Oh, sorry. Yes, I am.
Anyone with a pop filter?
By the way, you invited me to have this interview with coffee. Do you have any?
I have. Well, yes, sort of.
But it's not. But it's not a coffee.
Yeah, this coffee.
Okay.
So that's in a Sickle Bits 2016 mug.
Okay.
Except it went cold. So. So that's why
still warm. But look, basically, I haven't shared this with you yet, but this is the special mug. As you can see here.
Yeah. where podcast equals. What's the?
I mean, you are looking
I'm
at
reading the
the TSQL statement. Okay, can you see it? Wait.
Yeah. So select blog at SQL Player where podcast equals ASF.
Yeah, Ask SQL Family, ASF.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to the quiz.
What does MVP stand for?
Seriously?
Okay. Right.
Most valuable professional.
So we had Microsoft Valued Professional, and we had other things. I have my own meaning for it. Someone was going to suggest something else that sounded a bit ruder, but they didn't do that.
Okay.
Is there a secret handshake?
Of course, there is, but I can tell you.
Right.
I would have to kill you after that.
All right. And we couldn't do that with the lockdown. Who's the tallest MVP?
Yeah, that's nice. I was thinking, because I know that currently is Benny Diagre, but until 1st of March, it was Gianluca Santori. Do you know that?
Well, I know Gianluca. Is he not an MVP anymore? He's becoming an MVP?
Gianluca, I think he is. Okay, I'm not 100% now, but yeah, he is, I think.
Didn't have to be a data MVP. Could be any MVP. So everyone's been focusing on the data because they're the ones.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Do you get free parking?
On Mars, yeah. Elon Musk prepared one for me.
All right. What's the best thing you got for being an MVP?
Oh, so there's a few things. Basically, I'm happy to have the extra credits on our Azure portal because it helps me. Yeah, truly, it helps me to play a lot with the services. And the other thing is that you have access to the product group team, and you can ask them basically anything that you want. Yeah, and also the other thing is you have very early access to the knowledge, to the new things that coming to the market, coming to the product or services. Yeah. So.
All right. So we'll break there. Were you on you were answering questions, weren't you, yesterday? Were you on my Data Weekender presentation?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been. Yeah, I've been. Yeah. I was answering some questions about Azure Synapse. Yeah.
I do not. My history broke, so I couldn't actually see what the questions were.
Really?
Yeah. So I couldn't.
You couldn't see the questions.
No.
You've seen the answers.
No, I couldn't see them. It just paused, and so I couldn't rewind.
Okay.
When I logged back in, I couldn't see them. It was a bit of a shame.
Yeah.
But thank you for that.
No problem.
Have you got Bill Gates' phone number?
Yeah, of course. We're talking every single weekend, in the morning, Saturday morning, we're talking like 30 minutes of talk, about what is going on with your family and etc.
All right. 3 MVPs walk into a bar and finish.
Okay, I need to finish it. So, okay, the first one, asking for the temp table. But got persistent. Second one.
Let the first one. Let's rest that one. That was good. Now let's do the second one.
Second one, ask for free Wi-Fi and open his laptop.
Okay, all right.
And the third one, basically, couldn't order anything because under NDA.
Okay. I thought you were going to go with, was ordering everything alphabetically or something.
No. No other ideas.
All right. And can you sneak me into the next MVP summit?
Obviously, I can share the URL with you because the next one will be online as well, the digital one. So I can pass you the URL and what you need to have on its login and password. That's it. And by the way, you are not invited. You can't join the MVP summit.
No.
As a Microsoft employee.
No, unless I was presenting something to you guys. And it wouldn't be our team that would do that. It would be another team. It would be the kind of guys in the feature PMs, the other guys who come out and they'd be the ones talking to you. Not our team do a lot more with the POCs and actually talking with the customers.
Okay.
And plus, they're not going to fly me over to Seattle just to have a couple of conversations with, a couple of meetings.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it will not happen next year as well.
No. But it's a bit of a shame because it's the social stuff, which kind of I think is, and that's the shame about SQL bits, and hopefully SQL bits will happen, is that the social stuff is the key. Is actually more important than almost
exactly.
session.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
This is more important part of this conference. It's not only about knowledge, but socializing, spending time together and that kind of things, So from that perspective, it's very bad, but it has also some benefits. Yeah.
Well,
you can you can sit at home, watching all the sessions, and you don't have to travel.
Well, yeah, I mean the cost of the travel, the hotels, the fact that if you
spending time 10 hours in the airplane.
yeah. I mean, you can work, but you're not going to. I mean, you're going to be watching.
Yeah, you can do a lot of things, but
So, I'm going to ask you. All right. So, what's the best thing about the virus?
What's the best thing about the virus?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Recently, the oil prices goes down. And yesterday during the walk, I've noticed that on the petrol station. But seriously, I think that many companies will notice that that if they can work remotely, if people and forced to work remotely, maybe that kind of form of works will change in the future, where all those things stopped or paused or will be a little bit degraded. But this is one of the things that probably is better now. You can spend more time at home, but it also depends, on the case, on the people, because for me it's fine. I can align to the situation, and I'm happy to spending time at home and working from home. I can even sometimes can focus much more on work, and not to be distracted by too many meetings, by the people around in the open space, and etc. So sometimes you are even more productive working from home, and I catch myself also on the situation when I'm spending too much time at work, working until 8 p.m. for example. So I'm trying to keep this easy. But I think not too many people has that kind of good opportunity, and they are not so lucky. So there's a very hard situation for many people right now. So it's not easy time right now.
Right.
So I'm lucky because this is not affected me too much. I'm working for the consultancy company. I'm not a contractor like I was 6-7 months ago, because we know that many companies, don't need contractors right now too much, so they are in the first line to be released. And
I mean, but that's the nature of contracting. But
yes, that's true. That's the risk.
Yeah, and that's why you'd be paid relatively more. But that's such is life. But I mean, we've noticed the oil price. Well, plus the fact that we're not driving everywhere, saving quite a lot of money. I mean, little things. I got
another thing is that you can. I'm saving money because not only time. I'm saving money because I don't have to spend for the train tickets. So for me, it's saving like about 400 per month, because I'm not living in London, so I need to go there. So the tickets is about £25 per day. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a big saving. So I have
Yeah.
3 more questions.
Okay.
We're going to run through them very quickly. So one is we're going to do an emergency question.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. 2, you're going to nominate the next person who I should speak to.
Okay.
But firstly, I'm not going to ask you to show me your workstation, but I want you to point out stuff on your whiteboard. You've got a whiteboard in the background with like a SQL Bits 10 magnet on it or a sticker
You want to
on
see it?
Well, no, but you walk backwards and you can just point to what they are. So you can just go, right, oh, this is some work.
Okay.
I can see some database stuff down the bottom left.
Yeah, there's some simple diagrams. There's some, there's some pictures that we taken in the booth, like during the SQL bits. There's some pictures from Altius party, internal party. There's also some other, pictures taken during the SQL Day conference. There's plenty of magnets from many cities that I'm going mainly for SQL Saturdays. What else? Yeah, there's some my ideas what to do during this year, for example, in terms of podcasts, in terms of some technical things, about some ideas for next future videos or maybe posts, and what else? Yeah, simple diagrams with dependencies on Azure Data Factory object between Azure Data Factory objects, because I'm working on PowerShell module right now to basically simplify deployment of Azure Data Factory. So it's open source, free PowerShell module to simplify that that kind of work. Yeah, that's my need.
I'm just being nosy. That's all. Just nosy. All right, pick up. I'm gonna.
Page 1 to 3. Bless you.
All right. I hope that wasn't picked up. Otherwise, I would have to put that one out. Okay.
You were fast enough.
I know, that's what I was trying, sneezing and then trying to work out the right button to mute the mic. Okay. Yeah.
1 to 3.
Emergency questions from Richard Herring. Pick a number between 1 and 1001. And this is truly random. We don't know what I'm going to ask you. And obviously.
So how it works? It's only one question per page, or what?
No. Many questions per page.
Okay.
They're all. So some of them are really silly, and some of them are okay. Some of them might be a bit rude if you're lucky. But so we might try a couple. But let's see how it goes.
Okay. Question number 1 to 3.
1, 2, 3 sounds like a good one. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. What would be the worst place that you can imagine going on a first date?
First date?
Yeah, first date. So we're going out on a
first
date.
Date,
yeah.
First date.
Well,
that's fine. I was thinking about one place, but I'm not sure if that is politically correctly.
Just say it. I mean, we can cut it out of the live stream. We can't cut out of the live stream.
Chernobyl.
Yeah, well, it would be quite.
I know that some people are going there to see the places, but I don't think it's a good idea. But okay.
Right.
Everyone has different, ideas.
I think it would be interesting. I thought you might say a rubbish dump.
That might be interesting, but I'm not sure if, especially for the first date. Yeah. I can imagine many better places for the first date.
So maybe for like a 6th or 7th date, you might think Chernobyl, and then kind of it's a 6th or 7th date place. It isn't a first date. Fine.
Maybe after 20 years. Yeah, maybe.
I mean, it has been something like that, hasn't it? It has been a very long time. I mean,
you?
No, since the reactor blew up. So it has been a very long time. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So the final question, and probably the most important one, is who do you think would like to have a chat? Who do you think would be interesting for me to talk to? Doesn't have to be data, but it could be.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have to be someone I know.
So I will do it again. I will take out my friend from his what is this zone? Forget the word. Sorry. Comfortable zone.
Okay.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
So I will take him out from it and nominate my mate that he is writing blog posts with me on Secure Player, Michał Sadowski.
Okay, let's have a look. Oh no, looking at the wrong screen. I'm just switching over to SQL Player. There we go. And is he listed on?
If you go to the Secure Player main site, if you go on the top right corner, there's authors, and you will be able to find him in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you do a quick introduction, just on Twitter or something.
He will kill me.
Hey, well, it's now live out there. He hasn't got any choice. We all have a bit of peer pressure. I mean, no, there's no. He doesn't have to come on. I've had someone say that they would feel uncomfortable coming on. So, all right.
That's cool.
Give me some secrets on him. So offline, not now.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say goodbye. Then you can give me loads of secrets, dish some dirt on him, and then I can bring that up in the conversation.
Yeah.
All right.
No problem. No problem at all.
So
okay, Mike.
On that note,
thank you very much.
All right. Take care.
Thank you very much for having me. Take care.
All right. Take care. All right. Bye.
Bye bye.
Love you.